Yo, it's your man MAS, back with more Blue Lock. Yes, the anime that I cannot stand, but we're going to talk about it, alright? So I wrapped up season 2, and we're just going to talk more about the in-depth things about it in regards to Blue Lock in general. Can Blue Lock make superstars? I know it translates in the anime, but can it actually translate in the real world, right? So the answer is yes. I'm not sure about the real world, right? But the main case study is Asagi, right? Even if I'm butchering his name, I'm calling him Asagi, right? Asagi, whatever you want to call it. So Blue Lock can effectively make the most trash soccer player, the most trash human being on earth. They can make that person, if not above average, a superstar, all right? And I'll give Blue Lock credit for this. Most animes don't do this. And follow me. There's like the aspect of, like Dragon Ball Z, right? There's the aspect of like the hyperbolic time chamber, where it's like, all right, you're going to do, the characters are going to do this extensive training, and this training is going to take you to the next level, right? So not that many animes do it nowadays. It's either you got the talent or you don't. It's either you're a hero or you're trash, right? Kind of like the cancel culture, like it's very extreme around the board. So there's not very many anime, not that I know of, that like, hey, you could be trash, but you do our extensive program, and we gonna make you a somebody. All right. Not a lot of anime do that. So Blue Lock is essentially all about that in theory, right? And the thing that kind of is emphasized more in Blue Lock too is that the people who are already really talented, let's say they put in the effort, they elevate to a whole new degree. I gotta go on a rant here. I'm sorry, but I need to go on this rant. Ego-san, right? Like I love Ego. Ego is like one of my favorite characters in the show, but like the way he be talking about some of these concepts, like it'd be like basic as hell. Like when he goes on a tangent explaining certain concepts that when you watch the anime, it sounds really like he's talking about it like it's such a profound thing that a lot of people don't know. But then when you think about it, especially like to regular soccer players, like, oh, Ego sounds like this is called flow. I'm like, I think majority of people know that, but that's I digress, right? That's besides the point. Like he just be making things seem like he revolutionized them. They're like, these are basic theories that a lot of people already know. Like, yes, if you get into a flow at work, you get into a flow at anything you're going to do, like you're going to be more efficient. So the goal is to get into a flow. I don't think flow is this new concept strictly for Blue Lock, but as for all the hardcore anime Blue Lock fanboys out there or fangirls, I'm like, bro, like flow is not a new concept that was created in Blue Lock. Like that has been a thing for centuries, but whatever, right? So case study is Asagi, right? If you watch the anime, I think the anime does an amazing job kind of showing the transformation. And of course there's anime transformations in general, but I was really impressed by this transformation, right? You could see his evolution from a garbage player to one of the like defining forces in soccer in general, at least like in Japan, right? And hear me out, because the anime touches on it. Like Asagi is not a good player. He really isn't. Like maybe his spiritual awareness or whatever you want to call it, like makes him stand out of like, oh, he has like a little bit of talent, but like the physicality of it, he's highly inferior. And I think that makes for a lot of great anime plots. Like he's not the fastest, he's not the strongest, he doesn't have the best technique. Like you didn't see my fingers. 1, 2. I can go down the list. The anime really highlighted how inefficient this man is compared to all the other contestants that are just like freaks of nature, right? So even though, and he like Asagi actually touches on it. Like even though he has this great ability, like mentally, like he's like one of the smartest soccer players in the show, like physically he just doesn't have the capabilities. So he constantly has to like, sorry about that, the video blocked out. So he constantly has to compensate for like certain techniques or positioning, things of that nature. And I feel like that really is a telltale sign of the real world, right? So the real world, you know, can hard work beat talent? And the argument is, at least the argument I make is no, all right? Hard work can rarely beat talent. The only way hard work actually beats talent is if the person who's talented doesn't apply it whatsoever. So you could work hard enough and you could just surpass the person that is talented. But there's a reason why the person is called talented, because things just become easier for them. Like, it's, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's almost somebody who's like easily loses weight. And you're like, man, this person's talented. Talented just goes beyond like hard work or like putting in effort. Like, talent means that this just naturally comes easy to a person. There's certain things that we're good at and certain things that we're not good at. The things that we're just naturally good at, guess what? You're talented because you don't have to put in any effort and you just make it seem easy. That's what I'm saying. I don't think hard work will ever really beat talent unless talent just doesn't apply itself, because by definition, things just come easier to you in whatever field you're talented in. Like, you just make it seem like it's nothing, right? So Asagi is not talented. He's only talented mentally. But all the other physical attributes that make for a good soccer player, he's not talented. And it shows within Blue Lock, whereas like, all these soccer players are just physically gifted in so many different areas. You know, the speed, the ball control, the physicality, even somewhat like mentally too. Like, they're just like, goal line, goal attack. Like, they're just highly talented because it just comes easy to them. And Asagi, despite how much motivation he has, he's just not talented, right? But the anime does a great job of highlighting his awareness of that and his ability to say, F that, I'm going to overcome this. And these are the things I'm going to do to overcome this, right? So Blue Lock effectively made Asagi into a superhero, into a superstar. And my argument is Blue Lock can do that with almost any soccer player. I best believe, like, I feel like maybe it's going to be emphasized more when more seasons come out. I didn't read the books, all right? So, you people who may have read the books in our head, like, it's not about that. We don't read over here, except for my my anime, my manga, right? But he essentially, Asagi essentially like becomes a superhero, and Blue Lock can effectively do that for anybody. I feel like even the people that got eliminated from Blue Lock, unless maybe like you got eliminated super early, like that episode 1, like you gained something from the experience past episode 1, right? So I mean, and it's the same thing in like life, so let's say you did something, you didn't get too far, but as human beings you take something from your experience. Unless you're like super dense, then I can't say anything. But but pretty much as human beings, any experience that you have that's even remotely worthwhile, like a Blue Lock, you'll take something from it and you'll become better at it or better from that experience. So I feel like that's what Blue Lock is for any soccer player that even remotely progresses. Like, they learn something, they get insight. It's like, oh, okay, like, wow, like, it might be kind of intimidating. It's the same thing in the real world. Like, when you go to the gym, like, oh wow, like, I'm not the biggest guy. There's always going to be somebody that's bigger. There's always going to be somebody that's stronger. Like, Blue Lock help people realize that. So when you get back to the real world, to your shitty life, right, you realize like, damn, okay, I wasn't the best soccer player, but I've been around some really good soccer players. This is what I'm going to try to do to improve, right? So Blue Lock can do that for anybody. Will that be applied in the real world? Are there actually facilities that can do that? I believe so. I don't know the names of it because I'm not like a hardcore soccer fan, right? So like Blue Lock is the extent of my soccer knowledge, and even I think that's trash in terms of Blue Lock. My personal opinion, great show, just it's nothing new, but that's the extent of my soccer knowledge. And I really do believe most soccer players don't apply like Blue Lock, like our weapons. Like, I don't think they talk like that. But that, to each his own, right? So hopefully Asagi and others will go to the next level. I was even kind of surprised by Rin. Like, I didn't think he can go to a higher level. But if you think about like the World 5 and that one episode, like, they could probably get to like that next level, and Blue Lock will essentially take them there. Blue Lock is almost, I don't want to say like a concentration camp, but you know, like they really grind it in you. Like it's either you're going to make it or you're not. Maybe like militaristic or what, kind of like the military, like whatever you want to say. Like they're going to get you there one way or another. And I feel like it's really unique of Blue Lock. And a lot of anime do have those kind of concepts, but it's not emphasized as much. All right, but I mean that's my take on Blue Lock making, you know, zeros to heroes. Blue Lock can make any soccer player decent, best believe, if they can make it through. But in the real world, hard work does not beat talent. I'm just telling you, by definition, talent means that it naturally comes easier to you. So if you don't apply it, then yes, Blue Lock. No, I mean hard work in those rare instances can potentially beat, or will potentially beat, talent, because the talent is just not being applied whatsoever. But if the talent is even being remotely applied, like hard work just doesn't beat talent. I'm sorry to tell you, just because that whatever it is that person's doing, they put in no effort to doing it because they're talented in doing that. All right, but I mean that's my take on Blue Lock. I'll probably have one more Blue Lock video to go, my overall summary of the show. All right, just be prepared for that rant. That's going to be a shit show. But it's your man MAS. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.